And here I is, everybody. Glad you could make it for another one of our Debruary live streams. Let me just tell you guys, this is the first of 4 live streams in a row. I've never done this before. The most I've ever done is two back to back. So we going for four this time. So it's gonna be tonight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Make any or all of them. You don't. I'm not expecting everybody to be here for all four of them. Only myself, because I have to be. But these are some topics that I think are best done live so that there can be, your input can be shared in the program itself when other people come along to see it. I thought that would be probably the better way to handle these particular topics. And what I want to talk about tonight here on the Debsterism channel is invalidation, gaslighting, mansplaining, and how men use those techniques to try to control you. And I have said this, I can't even tell you how many times. It just seems like 99.9% of the time, what men's ultimate goal is always to control women. It's like, do you guys ever think about controlling yourselves? It's the most amazing fucking thing. It's like everything they do is designed to get us under their thumb, under their control, to make us do what they want us to do, to give them what they want from us. I mean, it's just when you really think about it, you think about all the machinations they go through and the lies they tell and all these games they play and stuff. It's all designed to get you in a state of weakness mentally and or emotionally so they can run their game or they can feel secure or whatever their little issue is. There's so few men who have enough confidence in themselves and who and what they are to just meet you, on a level playing field. They always want to run some kind of stupid game or just say stuff to get you, to weaken your resolve, weaken your strength, your belief in yourself, your self-esteem, your self-confidence. It's always something. It's just, wow, it was kind of amazing when I really thought about it. Exactly. It would be nice. They all need to become dust busters and bust that dust off their own ass. But all they do is think about, how they're going to get over and control some woman and make her do what they want her to do. Domination, submission, power. I mean, that's all they think about. It's just the most fucking amazing thing. Well, people who are power driven are actually people who are very weak. You don't need, if you have a person who is strong, you don't need to try to control other people. They will gladly come and follow you to where you know what I mean? Because they believe in you. They see your strength and drive and ambition and your willingness to care for them and respect them and all that kind of stuff. You will have people following you in droves. I mean, those are the kind of men that women, I mean, women just all over them. The dudes beating the women off with a stick, like, go back down, down. But you don't see that. You see these guys doing all this other stuff, and some of the stuff that they do, we're going to talk about tonight. Now, I think one of the things that I need to start the program off with, well, first of all, welcoming. I'm just all over the place, huh? For those of you who don't know where you are on the Debsterism channel, streaming simultaneously on Twitch TV and here on YouTube. We're here for the month of February with a video and or live stream every day of this month. So you're going to see my face and hear from me every day through the end of February. And then after that, you probably won't see from me for 6 months. No, I'm just kidding. But, this is what we do here every February. It's called Debruary. And my name is Deborrah Cooper. And, I will be attacking some aspect of relationships each night for the 28 days of February. You are invited to subscribe and share a link. If you want to invite some friends over to this discussion, feel free to do so. We'll be here for at least another hour. Usually these live streams are about 90 minutes long, so you have some time. What I want to do, I want to impress upon women that when we talk about mansplaining and we talk about invalidation techniques and we talk about um, gaslighting techniques and things like that, what you're looking at is emotional abuse. And you may not understand because these things seem to be very insidious and they kind of sneak up on you. You don't really, unless you really know what you're looking for, you're not going to notice it because it's going to start so small, so small. You'll feel it, but you won't even really be able to identify what you're feeling. And that's why we're doing this tonight because I want you to know. When they start with this bullshit, I want you to understand what game is being run on you so you can shut that shit down. Cause they just be doing the most. It's just ridiculous. I went on my Facebook page and I asked this question. Here we go, right here. I said, ladies, list the things that men have said to you which were clearly attempts to invalidate your reality and your experiences as a woman. I have 5 pages of single type stuff that they said. I'll be going over those with you in a little bit. But I mean, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable the stuff that they do. Oh, I'm sure every woman that I talked to, that I was talking to over the last few days, as I put all of this together, I was kind of rattling off some of the stuff that was on my list, and they were all sitting there looking at me with this like deer in headlights look, like dumbstruck. It's like, well, I've heard most of those, or I've heard all of those. Every single woman said that. So that means every single woman that I talked to, now it was about 30 or 40 women. I didn't, go all over the world. But that was shocking. And these are like, women of different races, socioeconomic levels. A couple of them could barely speak English. They understood what I was saying, or the friend with them was translating it into Spanish so that they knew, exactly what I was saying. They know some Spanish, some English. But everybody was like, just like, because they'd all heard it. It's just so unbelievable. And I think what, a lot of women don't understand is your feelings matter. Okay, your feelings matter. And when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be there not only to listen to his problems and build him up and all the stuff that you all like to think that you're supposed to do. He's supposed to be providing you with that same kind of emotional support. But that's not what you get, and that's not what you accept. And then you wonder why you're so miserable and unhappy in your relationship. I think this would be a clue for dudes too, that when they find that they do this kind of thing, understand that you are driving a wedge between yourself and your woman, and one that you claim you love so much. Why are you talking to her like this, and why are you treating her like this? And you go out in the world talking about how you a good man because you work and you don't cheat and you do stuff, but you do these kind of things to your woman. You're abusing her and you're hurting her and you're making her fall out of love with you, and you're going to make her leave your dusty, crusty ass because you don't know how to act. It's just ridiculous. So what we gonna do? What we gonna talk about here? Um, Let me start with, where's my slides? I put some slides together for this. And let's start with this. Now, you won't see my face for a few minutes, but you will hear my voice. Let's begin with gaslighting. Gaslighting was made famous in that 1940s movie with Charles Boyer and I forgot what her name was now. I'm seeing her face. Shoot. But anyway, he was married. He married this rich woman, and he wanted to try to make her think that she was crazy. So he would move things around and turn lights off and on, and then tell her it wasn't, that didn't happen, and she just imagined it and all this kind of stuff. And so she slowly started doubting her, feeling like she was losing her mind and doubting her sanity and all of this kind of stuff. So this is the explanation of what gaslighting is, a form of intimidation or psychological abuse. It's frequent and systematic withholding of factual information or providing false information to the victim, making them anxious and confused and less able to trust their own memory and their own perception of reality. Because a lot of times, Ingrid Bergman, thank you. I was seeing her face, but why did I remember her name, his name, and not hers? That's really weird. But anyway, yes, classic movie. If you can catch it on one of those old channels where they show the old movies for free, please watch it. It's a classic. Okay, why do I always have this problem with my slides? Oh, there we go. Okay, now forms of gaslighting behavior. What kind of shit is abusive? He wanted her money, so if he put her in a mental institution, she was declared insane. Um, she would be, he would be, left, he would have all her riches. And so that's what he wanted. But he had to be still married to her. She couldn't be divorced or whatever because then he wouldn't get a dime. He had to still be married to her. So here, what this is what dudes do when they're gaslighting you. And this also is part of what we're going to also be talking about is, the invalidation. They go hand in hand. That's why I put them together. They will hold support and they'll trivialize the harm or the suffering that they've done to you. They downplay your feelings and they center the relationship on their emotions and desires, acting as if what you feel, your pain, what you're suffering, it doesn't actually exist. Shut up, Van. That actually is a good one, but I don't know about how Google would do that. That probably would get flagged. Manipulative put downs. Those are a common attack on your self esteem. They'll try to convince you that other people don't like you, that the thing that they know that gets on your case the most, that makes you the most feel the most insecure. That's they're going to be picking on you about, and then they contradict what you recall your memory. No, that wasn't me. I thought I know I told you I was going this and that, blah blah blah. And that motherfucker didn't tell you shit, and he knows, but he plays that kind of game, that kind of stuff. They swear they told you something, or they gave you something, and now you can't find it. Usually it's money, that kind of stuff. They challenge your perception of reality, claiming that you misremember abusive situations. Well, no, you say, no, you said this and you did that, or you pushed me, you just that. No, I didn't. I didn't do that. You're making things up. And so then they keep denying it and they never want to admit it. And so, you feel crazy to keep pressing them, but women keep doing that. But by you letting him challenge your reality and kind of saying, well, maybe I did misremember, maybe I did that, I don't know, until you start doubting yourself, right? But basically now what you have done is you put him in a position to be the decider of what's right and wrong in your mind and what's fact and fiction in your life. That is a very, very dangerous thing for you to do. Do not ever doubt yourself when you know for a fact that what he's saying is a lie. But I think a lot of women just they don't want to fight. They don't want to argue. They just give in and fold and they just say, well, okay, whatever, you're right or whatever. That's the classic thing. And then they just let him get away with it. And so now he ups the ante. Every time you do that, he ups the ante. And they project their behavior onto you. When confronted with their abuse, they may say that you were gaslighting yourself. Oh, no, you just tripping. You just be making up shit in your mind. Okay, let's move on. Talk about invalidation. Now, I have a long, long list of invalidation. I'm sure each one of you is going to remember having experienced these things. Like I said, I went over these lists with some other women and they were all shocked. But it can be simple. It's simple is body language. It could be a look, expression on his face. It could, be that he doesn't say something when you ask him a question or when, there's something where he should be speaking up and he doesn't. That involves like the silent treatment, but I'll go into it in more detail. But just so you understand, when someone is invalidating you, what they're doing is invalidating your wants, your thoughts, or your feelings. Those are the three areas where this is applied. It's not about facts like you being 5'2". You know what I mean? You make so and so, you work on a so. It's not about those kind of things because those things are irrefutable. Those are facts. What are the things that are more fluid, that are kind of difficult to define because they don't really have a form, are your wants, your thoughts, and your feelings. So they can just play with those words, play with those emotions, and just fuck you all kinds of ways up. Emotional validation when a person's thoughts and feelings are rejected, ignored, or judged and condemned. And I just keep that in mind because I kind of work my slides backwards. I made the list first and then I looked for the common ground amongst them. And then this is what came up. Your feelings and your thoughts are rejected, they're ignored, or they're judged and they're condemned. Or I could have added in there too, or you're taunted and teased about them because that came up as well. But somehow that didn't seem as, professional or whatever. Okay, so let's talk about some typical invalidation techniques. They will ignore your complaints, your wants, or your needs. They will call you names for having those wants or needs. They'll minimize your problems or your wants or your needs as well as your successes, and they blame you for anything that they have to take responsibility for. They don't want to take responsibility for how they've treated you and how they've talked to you. Somehow it magically becomes something that you've done. So I know, I already know everybody's going to say that they recognize that, that this happens to them. And this is a very serious thing, though, because this is something that I think contributes to women's low self esteem and lack of confidence. If you trust a man, you love a man, and I mean, a lot of women say they get their self esteem from their relationship, which I don't agree with, but they say that's, let's just roll with it. If you have somebody who you are depending upon like that to define you, and they start ignoring you, calling you names, minimizing everything that is, that you consider to be important to you and that has something to do with what you want or how you're going to live your life, and then if you have a problem, they blame you for it, or you have a complaint, they blame you for it. Well, that's going to really start to fuck with you after a while. Ideally, what you should do is recognize that that is an emotionally abusive man, and you should leave him the fuck alone. But a lot of women are like, "Yeah, but I love him though." And it's like, you better love yourself. Because that's the way he is. There's something wrong with him where he feels like he needs to talk to a person he's supposed to love in that way and treat them like that. And they can do, okay, they can do, those verbal things I just said, but they also do more subtle things that you might not catch or really understand what's happening. And it involves sounds that he makes, his body language, his facial expressions, or his particular choice of words. This also under there, like under sounds, comes tone of voice, because that has, like, I could say, "Oh yeah, baby, you so cute," and I could say also, "Yeah, baby, you so cute." Okay, now don't one of those make you cringe, and the other one sounds like a compliment? You see what I'm saying? Those sounds, word choices, those are always an issue with them. All right. Now let's go over some of these comments. These people have been in comment in the um what you call it, chat over here. They've been kind of coming up with a couple of things that they've heard, and so be sure to check that chat room, the chat feed out. These are common invalidating statements, and I have pages of these, so just buckle down. I thought we already talked about that. I can't believe you gonna bring that up again. I refuse to have this discussion. Okay, so anything you feel, he just basically shut the door. He ain't trying to hear it. So you get just ignored. That's what happens. Your feelings get ignored. You should be ashamed of yourself for feeling that way. You need to realize how lucky you are. Well, it could be worse. You shouldn't think or feel that way. Damn, get over it already. Stop taking everything so seriously all the time. Lighten up. I can't even joke with you. This is so pointless. You just overreacting. Okay, common things that these dudes said. Here's page 2. That's not the way it is. That's not the way things are. Stop being a big baby. This is stupid, nonsense, ridiculous, crazy. You're the only one who feels that way. Well, I've never seen it. Well, none of my friends or family are like that. Well, they can't be that bad. You're exaggerating. It's nothing to be upset over. Maybe you're just tired. Just forget about it. Drop it. You shouldn't let it bother you so much. Maybe he was just having a bad day. I'm sure he didn't mean it the way you're taking it. Well, who cares about, and this is when he fills in the blank. And this could be anything that you really care about. Art, nature, animals, the environment, having a clean house, having a nice car. I mean, whatever it is that is something important to you. Well, who cares about that? As he sneers and snarls and makes you know by his tone of voice, the sounds he makes in the body language, that what you're talking about, what you think of the stuff that's important to you is so trivial and meaningless that it's just trash. That's what he's communicating with that one sentence, 4 words in the sentence. He done fucked you up. These are some more. Now we on page 3. I'm telling you, this shit goes on for pages. I just went crazy. You don't really mean that. Well, what about my feelings? How many times have we heard that? Well, what about what women do? Right? How many times have you heard that online? Or we're just going through a phase right now. Okay. Well, this is really getting old, he'll say. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. It's not such a big deal. Don't let it get to you. Oh, that's nothing to be afraid of. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You should be over that by now. You've been upset for too long. It's time to move on. Stop making things up. And this is one that black women be guilty of saying this bullshit. I just want to stab everyone who's ever said this shit to me. God don't put no more on you than you can handle. Okay, essentially shutting there. You know, you can't say nothing now because she done brought the power of Almighty into the conversation. So you know what you gonna say to that? Is it basically shut you down? You can't say nothing. You're not allowed to feel anything else either. Cause God don't, made the grand decision to put this shit on you, right? Just don't think about it anymore. You need to get on with your life and get past that. You're fill in the blank. Jealous, insecure, crazy, unstable, a worrywart, a drama queen, a complainer, too sensitive, a nag. You're always making a big deal out of nothing, I swear. You're imagining things. That's what you all upset and angry about? Is that all? Okay, trivializing. You think too much. You probably took it too personally. It doesn't bother anybody else. Why are you letting it bother you? Okay, so see, that's the shit that makes you want to stab a motherfucker. All of those things right there. People just, you don't get to express your feelings. You don't get to tell them how what they did made you feel, or how, how it hurt you, or how it derailed made you doubt yourself or whatever, because, they don't want to hear it. They're shutting you down with all of this. They're basically negating any feelings that you have, any sorrow that you have, any grief that you have, any anger that you have, any sadness that you have, even the joy that you have, because they don't want to show you. They're not trying to hear that either. You know, I'm telling you, just this. Luckily, this is a video. You never saw it like that, Faith? Girl, that is some bullshit. They not trying to help you. Or with another one I just thought of, I forgot to put on here, is, you talking about something that bothers you, right? And, they're not offering any real solutions or, problems. They're not really trying to listen. They just shut you down with, well, girl, you should just pray on it. That's another one. What's that going to do? Your friend is hurting. She needs to talk, cry on your shoulder, something like that. And all you do is, girl, just pray on it. Put it in God's hands, they say. All of those statements trivialize and negate your feelings and your thoughts. And they thinking it sounding like a good Christian woman. It's some bullshit. That's what it is, some bullshit. Just some old self-placating, get me out of this mess. I'm not really trying to hear what you got to say. Bullshit that sounds good because it's wrapped up in God and Jesus. Oh my God. It's just unbelievable. Okay, let me go back to these slides. Now, like I was saying, sometimes they go and they'll say things. That long ass list I just read, right? They say some of them things to you. But there are also a lot of nonverbal ways that they will invalidate your feelings and stuff. They just leave a room. I told you all a couple of weeks ago about how I had a girlfriend whose husband would just not only leave a room, he'd leave the house. He'd get in his car and drive the fuck off. And she was like, what? They're divorced now, but that was his solution. I don't want to hear. He wouldn't say a word. He wouldn't say the words, I don't want to hear this. That's bullshit and all that stuff. He would just leave, stand up, middle of conversation, get his keys, and walk out the fucking door, get in his car, and drive off. Other deal when they give you the silent treatment. That's the same thing. That's invalidation. They're not trying to, like, you need words. You're looking for an exchange. You're looking for problem resolution. You're looking for comfort. And they just sit there and look at you. And sometimes when they look at you, they're doing stuff, like the body language issue I talked about, where they roll in their eyes. Or they making some other kind of, like, I'm bored out of my mind kind of expression. Like, or this is a stupid expression, right? Or they huff. You know what a huff is? That's this. Something like that. Or they buck their eyes at you. I had a boyfriend for a brief moment who used to do, I shouldn't even call him a boyfriend, a dude I went out with a couple of times. Let's just call it that. Dude, I went out with a couple of times, and he had that thing where when he didn't want, he would just buck his eyes at you, look like he was in a circus. I mean, it's funny now because it was so stupid. It must have been some shit he learned when he was 5 years old to do it. So I don't know where he got that shit from, but I know I saw it twice, and after that, that was enough of that. I wasn't going for round three. I got rid of his ass. Or they like you talking to them, right? And they just reach for the remote and turn the TV on and turn it up loud. So they drown you out, which is your signal to, their signal to you. I'm not trying to hear this. Get out of here. I'm done. This conversation's over. Or they start picking up their phone, they start playing with it. They're ignoring you. You ask them questions, they grunting or something, or just letting you know in their video game or in their phone or whatever that they're really not trying to hear you. You're being ignored. And if you have an issue you're trying to talk to your partner about and you're being ignored, I'll show you what that looks like when I get back on camera, Zara. Um, it's just ridiculous. Or they turn the TV on, turn the TV on, they play with their phone. Are you in bed, right? And you trying to talk to them, that's a good place to talk to your partner, your husband, your whatever. He gonna roll over and turn his back to you. Okay, what is that? What is that? How you gonna do me like that? Or they smirk at you. That smirk. Now I admit that's my favorite one right there. I just look at you and smirk at your ass, and inside I'm thinking, wishing you was dead, or just talking about how your mama should have aborted you or something along them lines. But I don't really say anything. I save all my words for my show. I don't really say too much. I just be looking at them. Or they do something um, to you physically that you asked them not to do. What comes to mind is women who say, the man grabs their butt and grabs their boobs or something in front of people, even their own family, their children, and whatnot. It's humiliating to them. They've asked the men to stop, and the men keep doing it anyway. Okay, so those are my slides for today. Now somebody asked me, what does an iBook look like? Okay, so I'm talking to you, we're talking, right? And all of a sudden you say something and I'm like, okay, that sounds stupid. Okay, that's an iBook. They do that. They will look at you like that. I mean, it's stupid. I start laughing, but that still doesn't do away with the anger, that I feel and the frustration, and that we're not resolving things. So whatever, we needed to resolve is not being resolved. Now let's talk about um, mansplaining, which I forgot to make my mansplain slides. I'm sorry, I forgot. Mansplaining is when, okay, you're talking about a situation or experience that you've had, right? And they come in and they try to like redefine it, re-explain it like you didn't know what you was talking about when you said it the first time, and they do it in a very condescending way. And it's like, you could just about feel the nose in the air, thing. It's like, the way they be talking to you like, you must be a mere peasant, that that I have to explain this to you. And they do it like this, and like you're so simple minded that you can't figure it out by yourself. I hate that shit. That's an instant cuss out. It's like, I don't, what kind of, you never heard of that, girl? I don't know, maybe that's a California thing. But I just be doing, the dudes be doing that shit all the time. You know, looking at you all crazy like that. It's like, boy, knock your eyes back into your head. I'm just saying, these dudes are, something's wrong with them. Another, yeah, they tell you that. They tell you how your food tastes. They tell you, what, I mean, just anything that you say, they're going to take it and reword it, redefine it, twist it around. Like you say, okay, well, this fish, you had dinner, right? Okay, this fish is a little undercooked. I'm going to send it back to the kitchen so they can cook it a little more. I feel like it's not really cooked enough and I'm not want to eat it. Well, it's not that it's undercooked. this is a new way. This is a French style of cooking. And the chef, I'm sure, meant it that way. He just meant it for a more mature palate than yours. And, all you have to do is add some of the sauce to it, and it'll be just fine. You should just eat it anyway. No, motherfucker, I don't want to eat no raw ass fish. Now, you want to eat raw ass fish, then you eat it, and I'll order something else. But you're not going to tell me what to eat, what to put in my mouth with your mansplaining ass. That's not going to happen. So that's how you have to do them though when they get started with that stuff. Because as soon as you start listening to them, they feel positively defined in their manhood because they have like squelched your complaints and taken over the evening and told you what to do and you did it. You don't ever want to give them that satisfaction. I don't care if the fish is okay to eat. You send it back anyway. Now just because of that, right? You pick up that plate and throw it on his ass and has his ass smelling like fish. Yeah, I'm just telling you guys, this is the kind of thing, but a lot of women, when these things happen to them, don't recognize it for what it is. This is emotional abuse. You're not being allowed to feel your feelings. You're being shut down. You're being cut off. Your feelings are being minimalized and trivialized and, told that they're not that important, that you're overreacting, that you're thinking too much, you're doing too much. It's not that bad. Yeah, don't tell me nothing. I don't want no men telling me shit. Don't tell me what to think. Don't tell me what to eat. Don't tell me what to wear. Don't tell me what to do with my hair. Don't tell me nothing. Okay, nothing. Nothing. It was just a trip. Let me tell you about something, okay? I live out here in the Bay Area. There's this very popular radio station on in the morning. I listen to the morning show because they're kind of funny. It's three of them. And sometimes they do what they call a question of the day. And so I like sometimes it's about relationships, and that's when I call in. Okay, so this morning's question, this is KBLX here in the Oakland, San Francisco area. And the question was, okay, there's a woman who has a beauty shop. She's very successful in her business. And her boyfriend, not her husband now, let's keep that in mind. Her boyfriend has determined with his mansplaining ass that her business could be better and bigger if she did some things a different way. Now, it's a radio station, and so I'm sure they don't know the whole story about people's why do people always call me when I'm on the show? I have to use my communicator and send them a message. Um, so I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what business experience does he have? Has he ever owned a beauty salon? And if you have had a business, well, how successful is your business? Why you need to keep up in her business? That's not your wife, that's your girlfriend. And she's obviously this successful. She's done a good job by herself. So what are you doing? I mean, why is this your concern? And so he was saying that he wanted to invest in the business, but he wanted to invest in the business if she did, if she changed some things. And so I'm listening to that, and I'm like, okay, I wonder what she gonna do. My opinion was, and I called in and shared it, that if she I don't advise that at all, because once you start mixing, pleasure and money and business, it becomes like a really messy situation. But in case she did want to do it, I advise that she visit an attorney, have everything drawn up legally that spelled out what he was going to happen with his money, when he was going to get it back, how it was going to be paid back, or if it was an investment, what percentage did it, buy him and for how long, and if not, the terms of the loan that he was doing, and all this stuff, and what she was going to do as far as his input and his contribution as far as the day to day, all of that needs to be spelled out in a contract form, because if they might break up next week, then what? He don't feel like he put $10,000 into her business, so now he gonna come around trying to tell people what to do and trying to take over the business. No, no, no. That's why I say, yeah, he wants some control because he sees that she's being successful without him. She don't need his ass, so he want to put himself in a position where he has some control and power in the way she makes her money. So see, like I'm saying, if she had any sense at all, she would just tell him, no, we're going to keep your business over there and my business over here, and we're not going to mix the two. But I don't know if she's strong enough to do. I don't know the people. This was just a question on the radio, but that was my suggestion to her. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really weird. Okay, so let me go over some of these things that the women shared on Facebook. Wow, this is a lot. This is a lot of stuff. Let me start from the back. This woman says men have told her, okay, I'm not going to say, I'm just going to read them off. I'm not going to say who said it. You must have your period. How many of you have heard that as a way to dismiss your upsetness and your feelings? See, and then they're going to like insult your womanhood, try to make it sound like it's something negative. It's like, you better be happy I'm having a period, motherfucker, because otherwise your ass will be set up for 18 years of child support. I don't want to hear that shit. See, that with me, let me shut your shit down right now. You're talking about somebody better be, you should be glad. You should be glad. Okay? You should be glad. Fucker. Nobody wants you. You're a disgrace to your ancestors for being a tomboy. Maybe it's just the men that you're choosing. No, it can't be that men are wretched and fucked up. It's got to be, the ones you choose. Um, why do you switch when you walk? Wow. Choose better. Who hurt you? We've all heard that, right? It can't be that these men are wrong. Who hurt you? That your reaction to them doing dog shit to you is not because they did dog shit. It's because you were hurt in the past. You attract what you are. See, that's why I get on y'all saying that. People come on my channel saying this shit, I shut them down. You don't attract what you are. It's like, am I in a relationship by myself? Is it two people here or just one? You attract what you are. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like they are, like they like a predator will go after a victim. A predator goes after prey. So the prey is not attracting the predator, dummies. Oh my God, I hate that shit with a passion. Yeah, they say that shit all the time. But they never even think about it. Just dumb bitches and niggas just repeating stupid shit that they heard and they think it sounds all profound and intellectual. So here they go regurgitating that bullshit without giving it a second thought. Oh my God. Not all men. Your standards are too high. Well, what do you bring to the table? You just being too emotional. Oh, you shouldn't feel that way. Okay, she said that. I'll say that we've already did that one on here on the other list. You only hurt if you choose to be. Bitch, it was a compliment. You had to have done something to provoke it. No man will ever love you like that. You expect too much. You're difficult. You're mean. You have an attitude. You think you too good. You want to get treated to dinner and flowers. You got to earn that. It didn't happen like that. I didn't hurt, violate, or harass or embarrass you. You're crazy. You're crazy. I never said that. You're crazy. Your feelings are hurt. You uncomfortable. Oh, well. You just a female. You ain't nothing special. Even when you're single and they want to make it sound like it's a compliment, here they come with, you too fine to be single. So that must mean you crazy or you got baggage or you bitter or angry and you hate men or you broken or something. It can't be just because you have a nice full life full of travel and interests and things and friends that you enjoy and you're calmly waiting to meet Mr. Right. It can't be that. It has to be something wrong with you. See, that's like dusty logic. Like Lady Boss said, that dusty talk, dusty logic. They don't think they're worth two beans. And one says, men and women are equal because they want to deny women the extra time that they need for rest or other consideration during menstruation or after having born a child. Interrupting me being calm and logical by saying, who hurt you? Because I was expressing myself and telling him the truth. I was told by a long-term acquaintance, quote, something happened to you recently that you're not telling me. When I asked why he said that, he replied, because you're very emotional. I was done. See, just shut you down with bullshit. They ain't be trying to hear it. These are from my fake people on Facebook now that I'm reading. I know everybody's like co-signing, saying, like, "Oh, I heard that one before. I hate that shit." So as you guys listen, you can listen. You can also look there on the slides. Oh, that Me Too movement isn't real. Well, it's harder to be a man, they say. You can't afford to be picky or have standards. Child molesters aren't a big deal, and black people have bigger issues. Wow. In Afghanistan, women have it worse than you do. Well, at least I don't beat you, cheat on you, etc. You are so lucky. Other women have worse men than me. You're getting old, and she's not even 35 yet. Females are irrational and illogical and emotional, but men aren't. Wow. When told to smile by men, I was told that we shouldn't be annoyed and should just be friendly and smile anyway. And she writes, men are supposed to act that way in reference to being stalked and catcalled continuously. Notice all the excuses they make for their negative behavior. It's like constant, like assaulting women's sensibilities and infringing on her space and getting all of in her, in her life and inflicting emotional pain and mental anguish and all the shit that they do and just think that it's okay. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I hit you and I said I'm sorry, but are you going to say what you're sorry for? Men like submissive women. Bitches want to be alpha these days. Wonder why they single. Women exaggerate the pain of their cycle. It's an excuse. It's not that bad. Women just want to be catered to. What does a man get? Being harassed and feeling like a piece of meat by strange men and being told you should be happy when men flirt and give you attention. We'll go into that in a minute. I'm still in la la land about these comments. Oh, that was comment. That's a response to Rachel's question about how do you respond to these comments. What would be some clapbacks because I can't stand it when they say these things. I'll get into that in a minute. Um, let me see. Women with kids lose their value. Good men don't want women with kids, but they be busy making them. Those are just the men that you date. She's one lady said some man told her who would touch you with a barge pole, and only a blind person would want to date you. Wow. this is. I was pregnant with his kid, and the smell of Lysol nauseated me. Yet he kept spraying it. I asked nicely for him to stop using it a few times, but nope. When I finally cursed him out about it, he told me I was lying to control him, and women use pregnancy as a way to be demanding of men's time and money. She's pregnant now. She's not supposed to be breathing in chemicals like that, regardless of whether it made her sick or not. It's not to be done. It's going to absorb into her bloodstream and into the baby's bloodstream and the baby's developing body. No pregnant woman should be breathing in, air sprays and shit like that with all them chemicals in it. You shouldn't do that. Wow. And the latest one, I'm a woman too. Now that's some bullshit. Oh my God. Oh, and calling you a feminazi because you stand up for yourself and you stand up for women and you don't want to take their shit and you tell them about themselves and you get called a feminazi. All you're supposed to do in a situation is that to say thank you. I love it. I love it. Too bad I can't put your well. Let me stop because I don't want to offend any people whose family went through the Holocaust. But for a nignog in the privacy of our home, I would say some very nasty things. It's not offensive. It's a compliment when random men compliment your body, specifically your sexual body parts. Wow. Okay, well that's enough of that. This is making me sick to my stomach. So now we have several hundred examples now of The stupid, gaslighting, dismissive, emotionally abusive things that men say to women uh, in form of invalidating their feelings and mansplaining away what the women are saying or what they would like to see changed. They want to do that. Now, somebody asked me, what kind of things can you say to these men? Well, I mean, it depends on your personality and depends on what he says. Um, let me see. Let me look at this list. Okay, some of the, what might I say? Uh, you expect too much. No, I don't expect too much, but obviously I expect more than your weak punk ass can deliver. So whatever my thing is, this whatever they um whenever they try to say that your standards are too high or what you want is too lofty or you think you too good or anything along those lines, what you have to do is figure out, you have to turn that around on him, because obviously for you to be too whatever, it means he doesn't meet that standard and he knows it. That's your end right there, and that's where you start digging in his ass. So he's like, well, you think you too good. No, I know I'm too good, especially for some bullshit nigga like you. Get out of my life. Don't call me no more. I don't want to hear from your fucked up ass. I don't want no parts of you. You trying to just ruin my life, and I'm not gonna let you do it. And they say, well, you have an attitude. Now most women would be like, well, what do you mean? No, I don't have an attitude. It's like, yeah, well, if I have one, I got it because you in my face with your stupid ass. Nobody gonna have be all pleasant and happy listen to some nigga shit that you talking. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is just ridiculous. You gotta earn that. She's like being treated to dinner and flowers. You gotta earn that. No, motherfucker. I don't have to earn shit. Not with you. I'll just go get it from somebody else. And then most likely they'd be like, well, he's a simp, this and that. Whatever. He gonna be the simp getting some pussy and you ain't. That's what's gonna happen with that. So who the real simp? No man will ever love you like that. Well, it don't mean that you, but whoever said you was a man anyway. You just a piece of shit. Get out of here. Bitch, it was a compliment. It was a compliment when I said your dick was big too. And I lied. Fucker. You only hurt if you choose to be. Oh yeah, well then that's when it's like open season to cap on his ass and say, well, and then whatever you say to him, he gonna be all upset. Well, no, remember, you only hurt because you choose to be. So don't get upset. You know, that's ridiculous. Yeah, these dudes talking about I'm a woman too. I don't even know what to say to that. Just just laugh in his face. It's like you tripping. Um, but not all men. Yes, all men. All of you ain't shit. It's just some of you are like on the high level of ain't shit, and some of you on the low level of ain't shit. But all of you ain't shit. All of them. They all have some things. What women have to do, and this I firmly believe this, is what you have to do is find the man who's the level of ain't shit that you can tolerate. Because some of, like I said, it's just a little bit of ain't shit. I mean, it's like you roll your eyes and you might have to cuss him out every here and there. But for the 90% of the time he's cool. 95% of the time, got that 5 to 10%. You got to dig in his ass. But in general, he's okay. Okay, that's a good. That's about as best you gonna get. The rest of them, that's like 50% fucked up, 50%, you just ain't shit. Well, at 50% and even more, higher than that ain't shit. Well, then you should leave them alone. You should not be messing with them at all. Let me see now. When they say that you old, it's like, what are you? That your ass Benjamin Buttons and aging backwards, motherfucker? Your ass is old too. What are you saying here? I don't understand that one. I don't understand where they be coming from with that. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that like, I don't know. I don't know. I think I would have tried to tell him like I'm pregnant with his kid. And he's doing some shit like that. I'm like, I'm going to get an abortion in the morning. I'm not gonna be putting up with this shit. Whether it's true or not, that sure is what I would tell him. The Me Too movement isn't real. It's like you do realize that men got fucked in the ass too, right? And so, what you saying that didn't happen to them either? Is that what you're trying to say? Because it wasn't just about women; it was about men too, little boys, all kinds of people. So, what you saying? Yeah, they dressing like that dressing like women thing started, and they was still straight too with them skinny jeans. I was not about them skinny jeans that was sagging at the same time. What was that? And they got these little peg legs and they walking that little water walk and stuff. Oh my God, I can't do that. That just looked like I just was just a hot mess to me. Um, so basically what you're looking at, ladies, when you have a man who's acting like this, you got to understand what you're doing. They talking about having kids. Okay, I missed something. I'll have to go back and see. They was talking about a movie and I missed out part of that. Um, oh, see, I got distracted because I was reading the chat. Um, let me look at my notes. Look at my notes. So, bottom line, when you're going to recognize when you've been emotionally invalidated, right? You're going to recognize that. And this can come in the form of gaslighting, it could come in the form of mansplaining, but the bottom line is it's all emotional invalidation. They're either pretending, trying to portray you as being stupid or less than, or they're trying to trivialize what you feel, what you think, and what you believe, things that you like. I mean, all of it gets trivialized. I remember this boyfriend I had. I was probably about 17, and it was somebody. I was going out with this kid, and well, no, we weren't even really going out. He was just like, I used to do this like group hangout thing, but he was the one I used to hang out the most with. When we got out, I would talk to him the most. But after this, I stopped. So there was some place we weren't, like a burger place, and they have like those little juke boxes on the table, them old fashioned juke places, and you put the quarter in, and then you pick a song. And I had picked a song by LTD. I think it was called "Holding On" with Jeffrey Osborne was singing, and we all liked the song. Everybody, and when after the song ended, he called my music choice Rudy Poot. He said, "How you gonna like that Rudy Poot music?" That was it for me. Now, I was like 15, 16 years old. I didn't even know, I couldn't even identify what I felt other than rage, because it was like, how dare you? I remember feeling that, and I've always had a terrible temper. So it was like everything I could do to keep from swinging on them, like what I used to do my brothers. But I remember that rage that I felt, like, how fucking dare you? And then after that, I didn't want to talk to him anymore. So we would go out in a group. I mean, I still went out with those other people. We would hang out and all the stuff. We all go to movies together, go to amusement parks, go to the beach, all the stuff. It's about 12 of us. And but I never, like, I used to talk to him and just share the blanket with him and go walk on the beach with him and go get candy canes and I mean candy whipped candy. Don't put them things, them candy fluffy ball things with him and all. None of that. All of that dried up. His ass, yeah, Rudy Poot. I had never heard that phrase before, but I knew enough to know that it meant something bad. I'd never heard it before. Nobody in my family used that terminology. But I could tell by the way he said it that it was something negative. And so I'm like, I don't know. To this day, I don't know what it is. But like I said, I knew it wasn't something that was good. I could tell by the way he said it that was negative. And voice tone of voice and inflection. Yeah, cotton candy. That's what the fluffy stuff. I used to love that shit. But yeah, I could tell that it was something negative, and so that's why I didn't want to be bothered with him anymore. So, emotional validation, for those of you who may not miss it, let me sum this up for you real quick. It is happening, you're feeling it, it's happening to you anytime that you're told that you shouldn't feel the way that you feel. Either because you're wrong or it didn't happen that way or whatever excuse they use. Basically, they're telling you that don't have the right to feel the way that you feel. Or you're told not to feel the way that you feel. Stop thinking like that. Stop feeling that. You shouldn't feel that way. Or you're told that you're too sensitive, too dramatic, or too high maintenance. That's another one, right? You too high maintenance. Or you just get ignored altogether. You get ignored. Like I said, they turn the TV up. They don't pay attention to what you're talking about. They just like, yeah, 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 whatever, and walk out the door. Keep walking, motherfucker. Don't come back. Because whatever this shit was here, this is over. Or you get judged. That's why a lot of women don't really feel comfortable expressing their full sexuality with the men that they're dating and even married to, because those men will judge them. Well, that's where you learn that shit from. That's a hoe. Only hoes do shit like that. There's gonna be some negative thing, and she's afraid of that, and so she doesn't, want to do anything or try anything new, or try what she read in Cosmo. She's not gonna do that. Oh yeah, I know it's common. That's why I like Aries men, because they don't be like that. Like whatever you want to do, they be like, let's do it. But every these men, they just so judgmental and condemning, and just like, ugh. It's like, what, you just want to do the missionary position, and like, what, with your clothes and your socks and shit on? I mean, what is this? What is this? I don't know what to say. Or you're told that something's wrong with you, that you're bad, you're deficient, you're, mentally ill, you have problems, you need meds. I mean, those are all the kind of things that they say to try to shoot down and invalidate uh, your expression of something that you're feeling. They want to flip it around and make it sound like there's something wrong with you for feeling that way. So, meds will solve that. You must need to see a shrink. You're depressed. You didn't get enough sleep. Something, there's some problem that you have, and that's why you feel that way. Yeah. Yeah, they are fun. I mean, you don't fall in love with the motherfuckers, though, I'll tell you that. Don't do that. They're just for fun. They're just for fun. You fall in love with them, your ship will be sunk, and your ass will be extremely sorry. Don't do that. Yeah, that would be a mistake. Let me see what else I got here. Hmm. Okay, let's talk about some other things, some ways that people, even if they do care about you, and they may be unaware of how they're coming across. You're too quiet by someone you've known over 20 years. Count the times you picked up the phone to call them. If they have an event, you message you and come over. You're too quiet. What does that mean? I like it when people are quiet. I love quiet. I don't, you know, I can't go to my youngest brother's house. He always got people ripping and running, coming in and out, and his life is just a whirlwind of social activities and just noise. I just can't do it. I'll be exhausted. How about slut shaming, body shaming, and trying to tell you your clothes are too sexual? Oh, yeah, that's all falls under it. That there's something wrong with you. They're negating your joy, your sense of yourself, what you want to do, what you want to be, what you want to achieve. They want to, make you feel bad about it. A lot, something else that happens too a lot of times, like, with women, we want to express our feelings. We want to kind of explore what it is that we're feeling, so we're going to talk about it, right? That's why it's good to have girlfriends. But some of that, you're looking for some support from your husband, your boyfriend, whatever. It's like, if he's not going to provide you with emotional support, what the fuck is he there for? You know what I mean? Because everybody got a job. I mean, most women are supporting themselves financially, or at least a great portion of it. So that's not his main role in your life. His main role is to provide emotional support. And if he's falling down on the job and he's not doing it, then why is he there? But what they want to do is they want to just rush through you, exploring your feelings and venting, to get to the part where they just, want to jump in and quote fix it. Tell you what you did wrong, or how you had need to do it different, or how you could have done it better and this kind of stuff. And so you're hearing that, right? And I'm saying this, he might be very innocent, but because he feels like he's trying to alleviate your pain. He sees you have a problem and he's trying to fix it for you. And that's when it becomes very important for you to sit your man down and say, look here, when I need you to fix something for me, I will tell you. Until then, what I need you to do is listen, and I want you to ask the appropriate questions, and I want you to let me have the space and time to explore what I feel, my anger, my frustration, whatever, with the person that I love. I need you to do that for me. You got to give him a script. Now, if you give him a script and he still want to try to just brush over your feelings and all that stuff to get to tell you what to do to fix it, well, then you got a problem. You got somebody who's, just really not trying to hear what you're trying to hear, what you're trying to say, and he's not trying to help you resolve your problems. He's not trying to help you feel better. He just wants to do what he wants to do. And that, was basically not listen to you by telling you a solution before you even tell him the full scope of the problem. He just jumps over into solution mode. That's a problem. How about when they hover and they hover over you? Men do that, like if they'll say you're gonna, I don't know, you want to do so, you want to, you're gonna build a website or something, and he knows a little bit about it, not a lot. It ain't like he nobody's webmaster or nothing. But he saw some videos on YouTube where he has a friend who builds websites. So somehow, by osmosis, that makes him an expert on it too, since that's his friend. So here you are, and you try to do your little thing, right? And of course, you're going to make mistakes and everything, but that's part of the fun for you. It's creative. You get to discover what works and what doesn't. Here he is, right here. Just like, no, don't do that. Do this. You're doing it wrong. You shouldn't do it that way. And so you're getting more and more and more enraged because he's telling you how to handle yourself and what to do on your project, like he knows more about it than you do. See, that's one shit that make you want to just stab somebody. But anyway, that's that's enough of that. So, do people have any questions about this? Since I'm doing 4 live streams in a row, I'm trying to keep them down about an hour. We're going to be here again tomorrow and again Saturday and again Sunday in case you missed it. I'm skipping Monday. We're going to have a recorded video for Monday. But then I'll be back on Tuesday because it's What the Fuck Tuesday, right? So look at this. In 6 days, we'll have 5 live streams. So you guys are going to be getting sick of me. You're going to be like, she on again? Didn't we just see her? Yeah, vetting friends. Oh yeah, well while you guys are here, let me go over some of what we got coming up. I'm gonna did I put it up already? I know I created the new calendar. I don't know if I put it up yet or not. Starting tomorrow, which is the following week from the 8th through the 14th, tomorrow's is we're gonna talk about participation trophies and unrealistic expectations in dating. It is my theory that this participation trophy mentality that men have from getting everybody getting the same prize without doing everybody doing grand work, being mediocre and still getting a trophy, has carried over into the dating world. And I will be exploring that with you tomorrow. On Saturday, we're going to talk about knowing your dating limits and what things you consider to be your deal breakers. Okay? On the 10th, we're going to talk about what I think are the 15 strength of character traits that every woman out here calling herself a grown ass woman should have. Okay, we can't have you being out here weak. And then on the 11th, wait, so that's one, two, three. Okay, so that's the 4 live streams. On Monday, the recorded show is going to be the 10 warning signs that you dating a loser. And then on the 12th, we got What the Fuck Tuesday. On the 13th, Wednesday, we're going to have another recorded show about why love and dating and relationships are completely overrated. It's kind of funny, a pre Valentine's show. And then on Valentine's Day, which some of you will probably be out with your honey, that's all right. Just catch it when you get back. Because I'm not going out. Well, I refuse to be with anybody on Valentine's Day that I'm not in a serious relationship with because I'm not trying to make a statement. Okay, what you do when you're a player. You be busy. You going to see your mama, your auntie, your grandma or something. you doing something that they can't like refute. They can't come up against it because it's family or something, and that's how you should get them off your case. It's like, no, we ain't. I'm busy. I'm occupied. I'm not trying to be affiliated with nobody on Valentine's Day because I don't have no expectations. So what I'm going to be doing that night is how to intrigue a man by maintaining an air of mystery. I can see that this is something that older women used to teach younger women, and now young women don't know this, and they just be all out there, just doing the most, just spilling their guts, just doing everything, no kind of mystery, no kind of mystique about them, nothing to intrigue the dude's mind. Yet you just give them everything, just do everything, say everything, and I'm like, oh my God, who's gonna teach these girls anything? This is just unbelievable. So since rather than bitch and complain about it, I'm going to do it myself. So that's what we got coming up for the next 7 days on the Debsterism channel. It's going to be busy. It's popping around here. Please, if you are not a subscriber, please click that subscribe button and hit that bell symbol so you get an instant notification, because after February, these are all scheduled. But in March and April, I'll be going back to my usual schedule where I just decide I'm going to do a live stream and I sit down, power up my equipment, and then it's on. So if you don't have that bell symbol click, you gonna miss it because you won't be getting the notification, the instant notification on your handy dandy little telephone. So you will be missing out. So you want to make sure you're a subscriber, and then share a link or two. Try to get the word out about Debruary to your friends, because there's so much going to be happening around here. So much valuable information for young women to learn, and young guys too, about how to have a better relationship and conduct yourself with some finesse and some skill as you move through life. It's not just about dating and relationships. I am life coach too. I tell you things to help you build your self-esteem, your self-confidence, to make better decisions about your life and the path that you want to choose, to get your steps in order. Okay, you got to get on the road to being successful around here. I can't stand to see y'all just misstepping and doing things all half-assed. That's just, I can't do that. I wouldn't do that to you. Now, of course, you have the ultimate decision power. You decide if you want to live that kind of life. I mean, you are grown. Make that choice. But as I said, I will be here tomorrow. I will be here Saturday. I will be here Sunday. Hit that subscribe button. Share a link. I hope that you enjoyed the discussion tonight, and that you now have the tools to go out and recognize when someone's emotionally abusing you by mansplaining, gaslighting, or what you call it, invalidating your emotions and your feelings and your needs. Okay, this is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Bye bye.